Here thinking about the big picture, knowing they're relatively safe, they're comfortable, they're happy. They'll see if a mistake is presented towards them before they play their card. AGAL on the wrap back up. That three-man squad that got away, realistically, John, with liberties in that situation versus the crunch in from Aurora. How long can they survive, and how long can Nigma hold off potentially this crunch from GOAT?
GOAT as well. This is the battle on the bubble. Remember, Enigma Galaxy trying to chase them. They've already found that opening knock. They're going to know that this is GOAT, and they may just be out for blood. Ralph also cooking a nade there, so they didn't have the barrels down range to take on Fuchsman as he peeks wide. A nade sent back on in, but not really connecting just yet. Does some damage, but it's only going to tickle. And they back off, Jackie. They are falling away from this, not wanting to get too far up and caught into this fight. You can get third-partied. Alola up on the high ground, a massive threat.
That's the thing. Killer Joe, usually so keen for the close quarters engagements as well. It feels like he's your entry fragger, someone that's going to take those risks. Being knocked early left them more susceptible, so they attempt to backpedal. Lord resets, very elevated angle to peek down. Bullets barraging on target, but the longer he takes that fight, the more exposed he is to the hilltop side there that you've got from Alula. So can't overcommit. Killer Joe with a knock once more, back on his legs. GOAT, it seems uncomfortable.
Killer Joe going down, Fuchsman backed off the angle again. And they are just getting forced into a difficult scenario here. GOAT do still have force out in the open, but Alola just making life so difficult. Nobody's having a good time around these cliffs, but nobody's going down either, which is quite impressive stuff. But Moxie finally clocked by Quick. Able to slide away unnoticed. No, he gets found again. And that should be a flush, and likely Killer Joe going down too, so GOAT cut in half here. Enigma Galaxy with a big opportunity.
There's just no exit path, John. You've got to stay close to the wall and fight up in person, or attempt for a quick getaway. Whatever you choose, Alula just leering over the edge, looking to convert from it. This extended battle between KRX and Aurora as well, leaving them worse for wear every minute that passes. The duo attempts to just get out on it, piece away from the situation, but Joel not given that gift. Another connection, that time it's from Flash Gaming, catching them on the exit with a rotate of the vehicle, only top left.
Moving in on that south side of Solar for Aurora. Goats do manage to get back up to 3. I thought they were going to lose Moxie, 2 players. Killer Joe does manage to somehow get res there. A rotate in the shadow of the mountain, but the circle just keeps giving it to the high ground here. This is good for Enigma Galaxy, but Alola will survive for so much longer. The difficulty is the X-Force reject are just still in this one. Still a threat, still breathing down their neck.
Seemed like that was nearly the go signal as well called for. Enigma were looking right on the edge, debating whether or not they do swing off it if there was a peek out, a wide angle in play, but Fuchs is trying to keep himself close down to the ground behind the vehicle. Killer Joe in the back line, a similar situation. And they better hope they do it cleanly as well, John. Alula could peer over and attempt to clean up if they take sustained damage from this. No one wants to risk it.
Now RRQ in a really important fight right now. They're trying to push in behind Alula. If they get a chunk out of this team, things could change. But a stalwart hold and R3B on that long-range backstop angle is so importantly placed for them. He catches them on the crossfire, immediately shreds a player away from them. That is great news. Not only that, but it gets the information over to the rest of his team. Where RRQ are approaching from? How many are they? What sort of angles are they playing around with? It is so invaluable to have that sort of stuff on side. Enigma Galaxy look to get rid of the remnants to go.
This time they clear on the edge. They knew Fuchs was knocked once again. The overinvestment from cleaning out the full squad isn't worth the risk though, so they won't go too deep into it. Stay in the angle where they know they're safe from the peak from Alula. Coops looking for a backside read as Killer Joe sits, staying warm by the burning building with Force miles away from assisting him.
Orangutan in the meantime tried to send forwards. They've lost a lot of health bar, but it looks like they may be able to res up to 3 if they're lucky. All while this is all unfolding, RRQ again suffering, but it's back and forth with GOAT. And I think that might just spell the end for them. Only Killer Joe now remaining. The last to stand, Enigma Galaxy all too chuffed with this because they are in that 5th place spot now. GOAT desperately wanting to try and stay in the running for our last match, which is yet to come after this.
Oh, Satan spotting it. Seemed like there was the clear there over towards the vehicle. Good shots on target. Stop Killer Joe. Remove Goats. So they're out here. And that's the dream scenario. Licking your lips for Enigma Galaxy. They know they'll be able to move themselves up. Cleaning limbs added to the total tally. The 4 players still remaining alive. We saw Force falling to RRQ. They're trapped down in a divot right now. Resetting, playing inside of the smoke. Such a wide berth of space, though, with Silence keeping his sights on this position.
A lot of open angles for them to play around, but leaving this building is going to be so hard for Furia. With the angles that Enigma Galaxy, maybe not at all, I think they're a little bit too far away to take shots out there, but the position that Enigma Galaxy have on this, they'll have the information. Actually, it might be pretty difficult for them to actually compete on that angle. So maybe AGAL could be more important on suppressing Furia's route out, but a swing down to the south could definitely be on the cards for Furia if they're able to find an opener, get rid of top in the process, maybe find a shot over towards Team Flash. So they do have options. But again, it just slaps bang on top of Enigma Galaxy right in the middle. And there's a big focus on the 5th place bubble with GOAT and Enigma Galaxy, but AGL are there too. And they are right in that bubble contest as well.
And considering how this one potentially could have gone for them with the run up onto Aurora as well, could have been a very different game for AGAL. Surviving far later than expected off the awkward encounter with the nades that came their way. The backline play from Doc that could have spelled defeat. But ironically, it's Aurora that are down to just the solo outside of the zone, and AGAL that still look to fight on for another day.
Top trying to creep up towards the hills here, but has to go open broadside towards Team Flash if he wants to make it. Furia up and into the foothills now. Yeah, I don't think the angles are there. Look, picking up more points as well. They're finding shots left and right, doing a lot of damage, but they have to crunch down south now. So leaving that position has kept them safe for so long. On the north side, continuing to just lose a player, and now they're down to 1. They may not last too much longer indeed. They will fall. And it's Ulf out in 9th place.
Finished off there as Devil from Reject gets that last shot in with Mini 14. KRX being shut down as the zone nips at their heels and the fight breaking out all across the battleground. 4-5's coming alive once again. See you later, Top. As that's Enigma Galaxy with the spot from quite some distance. Up on top of the rock, Lord, living his movie. There could be so many free points to steal from the position they've got themselves into, John, and you can't get them out.
Just not going to be available to you. Not on the cards. 4th Rise still taking a little bit of punishment on the off angle, but they do have to make a move fairly soon. They have to get these reses coming through. Tops 4 Flash is doing a little bit of work at suppressing Furia's position, but we're hopping on board with X-Force Rejects. This is the team looking to try and displace Alula, or indeed anyone above them, off of that top 13 spot, but they have to lead here with GK in the way. That's made very tricky. 4th Rise on the long-range angle, but Kevin opens up the bidding. There is damage pouring in, but no knocks are sticking. Not just yet. Finally, the first falls, and now it's 2 of them left to try and put something together.
So many of our squads going at each other right now. 4-5 seems to be taking the brunt of the damage as they fall one by one. Goodbye, good night. Reject could be going the same way as well as Geeky have overwhelmed them on the close quarters engagement and picked them off. In the midst of all this, we saw some pot shots hitting onto Enigma Galaxy and leaving them down to just one man. It's only Lord that remains up on top of the high ground.
Some big shifts when it comes to the tables. As you say, Enigma Galaxy going down to 1 and AGAL breathing down their neck on location and on the points totals now. GOAT dropping to 7th place as 2 teams have now pushed past them. Alula continue to climb and they make sure that RRQ is now a buffer place behind them, and Geeky could be next up on the chopping block if they can transition towards this low ground. So a lot of really important dynamics unfolding here when it comes to moving into this final game, and that is a helping hand of a circle towards AGAL.
The benefit of Alula for so long finally starts to slip through the fingertips. Lord still in a position to play off the angle he secured for himself, whilst everyone else fights at the bottom of the tower, looking to climb over one another to guarantee themselves more from this match. Trying to stay as tight to the wall as possible as to not be shot from below or above. Ayala with a vehicle looking for the move round. Alula having to advance as well. You got the split on either side, it seems. A stereo rotate for Alula and Geeke.
A two-pronged approach. See if the horns connect. Ooh, OG losing another. I feel like for the teams in first, second, maybe even third, they're going to start to feel safe moving into this last one, but everybody else playing for keeps here. Furia wanting to find these shots, but not quite connecting. The nades not quite getting the distance on the arm there for Flash. I mean, it's a bit maybe overzealous to try and connect onto this. But both teams out of the zone need to try and regroup. And AGAL want to be the lobby commanders to make this one work. And Nade downhill has a little bit more legs to it, but doesn't quite find the target. Now Flash are up and into the hill, so it's just got a little bit more dicey.
Keeping the pressure on either side. Nades towards the top for a peek over from Lord, making sure it's uncomfortable for him and the solo from AGAL that's looking to defend that engage from Furia. Surprise Flash are still alive, and Lord actually does get the peek in onto Furia. Still no trade back towards him. So although it's only a solo, Enigma Galaxy being a thorn in the side of the squads beneath them here.
Avola on that north side, looking to keep the pace going. Coming off of a strong game on the last one. Now they're up to 9 elims again as well. And on this north side, they've got that high ground command that they were looking to try and sequester away. How high can they climb, though? Furia backs to the blue. They're a little bit more desperate now. And around the corner they go, locking themselves into the vehicle. Team Flash suffering, trying to find a challenge, but it doesn't connect. Is there a third party from AGAL? Doesn't look they find anything, but Bose steps up. It's rebuffed by Lord. Enigma Galaxy up on high, still here to play.
Stealing away Elim after Elim in all of the commotion. That puts him up to 6 individually. 3 to his name. Make that 4 as he continues to spray. Lord with the eyes in the sky, punishing down now as Enigma Galaxy keep the heat on Furia. Switches the detention round to AGAL as well. They're coming in to close the gap. Goodbye, Flower Age. It's uncomfortable. Ayala holds his own. Good defense. Damage done. XEZ trapped.
You've also got Igor to play on the angle as well, and there goes AGAL. Dropping down, they do manage to ladder up, but remember, the placements haven't kicked in for Enigma Galaxy just yet, so they will be in the top 5 going into the last one, and Lord is not done. Is there nothing this guy can't take a chunk out of? Everybody stepping forwards, and everybody wants to find out just who's up on that high ground.
The Lord of the Mountain. Anyone that dares to challenge him has been dethroned. And the longer he lives on, John, the less ammunition remains. Running low, the economy now playing a pivotal role. How much more can he squeeze out of this? Switches to the Mini 14, bang on the head, goodbye OG.
Wow, goodness me. They eliminate themselves up another place, and 4 teams remain at this stage. It's Al-Ula who have done bits now here to solidify themselves into the top 16. They've almost, well, sorry, so the top 13. It's fairly certain that they may have done enough here, which is a great relief for them, I'm sure, guaranteeing themselves a solid double-digit game coming on in. As Geeke try to crawl their way around the edges. Quick, oh, you can't be going out that far in the blue. Goodness me. Loses his footing somewhat, and the most of his health bar too.
More of their utility force to be reinvested to get themselves healthy to contest from here. Furia somehow living on borrowed time with some of the awkward fights they've had to even get this far into the runnings. Lord knowing he can't risk too many engagements that won't result in a clean pick with the low ammunition left in reserve. Geeke and Alula not too far from one another. This could all change in an instant, John.
A single pick. I mean, the fact that Lord is low on ammo is so important for Geeke here. Their survival would be all but diminished in its entirety if they do find it. But there's a first knock over towards Geeke. Alula dancing around. Silence does connect, but he has to go for the reload. In the meantime, Lord pinches a point away with some of his precious ammo at range, and he finds more too. Down to his last magazine, though. 31 rounds for Lord. He's got 2 nades, but has to back off.
He's got an angle to get his HP back, doesn't need to overinvest. He's already started to break the backs of everyone that's dared to defy him from this angle. Let them fight amongst themselves. Furia putting pressure on, but they're not ready from the peak from the top. Lord, 2 nades in the back. Let's see if these will pay off. Cooked nicely, rolling down the hillside. Alula already still the point on the Furia.
One more nade for Lord. Drops it right on top of their heads. Looks for the shots, gets one knock, but it's now up to Alula, who are looking to charge themselves up. Gain some pace over, and they are able to find it. The high ground was indomitable, and Alula take a 12 Elin chicken dinner.
The twists and turns on the narrative. Miramar delivering with madness in the desert as squads had to desert all hope the longer that went on, knowing the high ground was irrecoverable. Lord up on high. And he saw everything, John. The difference is, with ammunition running low, he did what he could, and he stole far more points than it felt like he was going to get from that one.
Absolutely. I think it was at least 6 eliminations for him, maybe even 7. So the team is going to be chuffed to bits with a 3rd place off of that location. You could see Enigma Galaxy. They are happy. Yeah, okay, yeah, get that celebration in. You love to see it. And they are feeling good because that is going to put them nice and deep into the top 5, Jackie.
That's an unbelievable game of Miramar there, mate. A lot of excitement, right? And you think about how awkward it was for them, constantly trapped with Alula staring at them for so long. They're thinking, do we really commit to the fight versus GOAT? Lord made the heads-up play to climb up. The zone gave them a blessing, and they ran with that as long as they could. Shocking scenes from Alula as well, just always making it uncomfortable for all of these squads. And John, I'm shocked Furia survived that long.
I am too. I feel like they were really on their last legs for so many times. But to get to 2nd place is a real testament to their transitional ability. From that location on the southwest side, they picked their path well, taking that fight with Flash. It was stymied, it was corralled, but it was fought well and with good heart for Furia. Happy to see them getting later into this one. Alula, though, the big news here is, of course, their ascendancy away from that bubble at the bottom of the tables. And with a game like that, are they not too far off top 5? I mean, it's possible if they could do it again. I feel like there is potentially something on the cards. It would be a miracle.
Hey, man, they said we can fix things in the last 2 games. That's 1 half already secure. Have another big performance, give us another reason to get excited. Come out here and wax lyrical with the plays that they can deliver. It could all change. It's why it's so enticing today. It's why it's so explosive. These teams know. One mistake, you could have your key crushed and your dreams going with it.
Yeah, 3 keys will be listed for destruction. By the end of today, we will have those 3 keys named and locked and loaded, ready to go. We are going to go and take a look at some of what our sponsors have to say before we come back with our final match. So do not go anywhere. We'll see you guys in a few.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
All right, we popped on over to the STC Arena for our final CC update, and I managed to grab 2 people to help us talk through everything that we need to. Of course, we have Ginny, but we're also joined by Blaze. So, Blaze, let's start things off by breaking down what's going on here on your stage.
I mean, so it's absolutely insane. You know, when it comes down to the CC, you got 3 teams here that can really make a run for those club championship points. You got Falcons, 100 Thieves, and FaZe Esports. So when it comes down to those squads on your stage, they're going to be getting some help over here.
Okay, that's actually big because this is an opportunity.
यात्रियों से निवेदन है कि जो उखाड़ना है उखाड़ लें।
कृपया ध्यान दें।
यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें। बोरीवली से चलकर चर्च गेट को जाने वाली 12 डिब्बों की धीमी लोकल अपने निर्धारित समय से 2 घंटा देरी से चल रही है। यात्रियों से निवेदन है कि जो उखाड़ना है उखाड़ लें।
कृपया ध्यान दें।
यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें। बोरीवली से चलकर चर्च गेट को जाने वाली 12 डिब्बों की धीमी लोकल अपने निर्धारित समय से 2 घंटा देरी से चल रही है। यात्रियों से निवेदन है कि जो उखाड़ना है उखाड़ लें।
कृपया ध्यान दें।
यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें। बोरीवली से चलकर चर्च गेट को जाने वाली 12 डिब्बों की धीमी लोकल अपने निर्धारित समय से 2 घंटा देरी से चल रही है। यात्रियों से निवेदन है कि जो उखाड़ना है उखाड़ लें।
कृपया ध्यान दें।
यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें। बोरीवली से चलकर चर्च गेट को जाने वाली 12 डिब्बों की धीमी लोकल अपने निर्धारित समय से 2 घंटा देरी से चल रही है। यात्रियों से निवेदन है कि जो उखाड़ना है उखाड़ लें।
कृपया ध्यान दें।
यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें। बोरीवली से चलकर चर्च गेट को जाने वाली 12 डिब्बों की धीमी लोकल अपने निर्धारित समय से 2 घंटा देरी से चल रही है। यात्रियों से निवेदन है कि जो उखाड़ना है उखाड़ लें।
कृपया ध्यान दें।
यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें। बोरीवली से चलकर चर्च गेट को जाने वाली 12 डिब्बों की धीमी लोकल अपने निर्धारित समय से 2 घंटा देरी से चल रही है। यात्रियों से
way down on top of GK, which I thought, oh, okay, obviously they weren't sort of putting out that scout to see where Furia were at that moment. Furia were able to get like a couple of knocks on them, but they were able to reset and then get that win.
I have no idea how Fury just kept getting back up. They get knocked back up, knocked back up, knocked back up, and they got really deep in that game. I did not expect them to make it actually to a top 2 finish. That is very impressive. Just highlighting how relentless Furia truly are here, representing Brazil. But Lord in particular, here Niptura, oh my goodness, making it rain from this peak finish with that mini 14. He was holding on to his resources for as long as he really could, but eventually the circle had a different plan in mind.
No, he was exactly the right teammate to be up on top there, right? I think he was really, really good at sussing out exactly where everybody was. He was really good at getting those nades. Some of them went a little long, but a lot of them were right on target. I love the mini that he had as well. That was a fantastic weapon of choice to be up there. So all around, a really, 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 really good play coming in from him. Really, yes. Really.
But really. And really, Lore was able to put up good performance for Enigma Galaxy, being able to secure some extra placement points as well, putting up those, oh man, look at us, Tomash, let's go. 8 eliminations there from Lord, and the damage there as well, and this is a squad that's currently in contention for that top 5, and they were securing the top of that mountain.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to do that 3-1 split. That's what they had in the mid-game. 3 players down below in the thick of it, fighting all the teams. There was Alula, there was even a side of Go at one point just coming their way. But no, Lord was trying to keep his teammates safe, but he could only do so for so long, right? Eventually, teams are going to be encroaching on his 3 teammates. They get eliminated, and then Lord is alone. But I like what he did because he knew he was limited in resources, right, Niptura? He was not able to really take too many shots. He just held onto those resources until the very end, where he could maybe convert that into a chicken dinner. As we know, that didn't happen. But Podium, as a solo, that is huge regardless.
Huge indeed, as we're going to be taking a look at the overall, and I want you to keep in mind, top 5 go directly to the finals. Bottom 3 gets in home, and the ones in between get to go to survival. 4 thrives, still in the first place, but just like, actually, let's just focus on 4th all the way to 9, because 4th place with Aurora Gaming, they have been playing great today, but they just haven't been able to create such a big gap, as they only have 82 points, 4 points more than AGAL in 6th place.
No, they do. It's going to be interesting. I have noticed that Aurora have been stepping up, right? They felt that pressure a little bit. They've realized, like, oh, it's not really going our way. We got to up our game a little bit. It is working now. So they are at 82 points. Yeah, it's still going to be all down to the wire in this last game, but at least they're already there. You know, teams like Team Flash are also already there, but 2 points ahead of AGAL. GOAT team as well. Furia climbing up those ranks. They were not in 8th place a few games ago, Max.
Yeah, I mean, really looking at the teams in the top 5, 4 Thrives, they're safe. We know they're going to make it. They're going straight into your PMWC Grand Finals. Orangutan, I would say, also somewhat safe, right, going out to this one, because right now they're above the likes of Enigma Galaxy, Aurora, Team Flash. We're looking at Aurora Gaming and Team Flash in particular here. They need a big game, Lace. If they do not get that performance here, all gamers, GOAT team, Furia, you know they're going to chase them down for that top 5.
Yeah, they need to make these opportunities for themselves. And what we're seeing a lot of teams do is kind of letting just the cookie crumble how it will. These players need to start obviously creating these opportunities and making the lobby play to their way. And I must say that from that game, Furia did that. I would kind of call them like the mountain goats of PUBG, because what is with them being able to scale up a mountain, absolutely decimate in every way, which form. But it's good to see Alula here, obviously moving up with 63 points, definitely securing that place out of the bottom.
The red team is in the lead. team is in the lead. The red team is about to win. Watch out. Got it. Half of the match is over, and the red team is in the lead. Killing spree for the blue team!
This is a simulation game set in a virtual world and does not represent real life. Please play in moderation, take frequent breaks, and play responsibly.
I won my last match. I made the top 3 just now. Not a problem. Get in the car. Well done. Great.
This is a simulation game set in a virtual world and does not represent real life. Please play in moderation, take frequent breaks, and play responsibly.
Let's go.
The base will be activated in 5 seconds. Please get ready. Team is leading as domination enters the second half. Capture the base in 10 seconds. The blue team is leading as domination enters the second. The blue team will soon take over a base.